Hello, welcome back. Last time I managed to get a new crystal for once, so I can finally see a new puzzle. So I've basically decided that there's one thing I need to know for barter, for High Tide Paradox, and for mutual that I just don't get about trading items for more items. And there's one thing I need to know for High Tide Crystal that is unrelated to those puzzles, but also has me stuck. But let's see what happens in Toss. So we got acid. I can splash around in here. Green key that immediately gets depermanentified. Crystal... excuse me? So... right. If I had brought this chest out, which I can do, because this tide is a little higher... So basically my control there is when and how to put liquid in the room and take it out. Okay, this is all about tossing. With a name like that, who could have imagined? Okay, so building things around the one mechanic I did manage to own. So I need the... wait a minute, okay. This is gonna be silly. I'm gonna like it. Alright, I already am pretty cool with this level. Yeah, so that's the type of floor down there. Well, I just got myself stuck. There's a jar spot, though, so I can escape. Alright, and I can just, like, discard this jar if I want to. Don't jump in there, you'll be stuck. Alright, so key is safely out of here. I can... so, like, why am I doing what I'm doing here? Why do I want it to be wet in here with, what am I trying to do? What does this look like dry? Also, right, I'll need to jar this for... wait, what? No, what? What? What am I doing? I can get blocks out if I want. Okay, here we go, right, so I dry this. Yeah, and having gotten that block out was actually an important step, so while it's dry... I plunk that in there, take the block with me, put it here, put the key on it. So now I can do this. Why did I want to? I don't know, because it felt like something that... hey. Oh, of course, the block reset, why wouldn't it? So, hold up. Crystal. Obviously I need to unlock this in the dry. Let me look at this in the dry. I haven't paid attention to the left side while it's dry. Got some additional problems. Also, there's the option of taking this thing into itself. So down here I can go deeper while still already under water. I could bring a jar of air with me maybe, except I couldn't. I mean, the key is gone forever. Well, kinda. It's there. I can get it. If I took a jar of air... okay, but how am I touching that crystal? Do I need to duplicate a whole bunch of blocks for it? Would that even work? Sure, that's a usable floor there. So if I got here in the dry, with the ability to wet the chest twice, getting blocks out of it twice. Where's my key? Well, I destroyed it. Then, right, I could build a little tower and touch that crystal, I think. Alright, so here's some air in a jar. Great, what are you gonna do with that? I guess I'm bringing the key into the... I mean, sure, I can get here super easy. That's all it takes to do that. Now, additionally, I'm going to need a way to do some more stuff. Once I've done this and locked in my position, I need to be able to enter the chest here, and the chest I enter needs to be wet, and I need to pull 2 blocks out of it. That's why I need the chest, not just blocks. I can kind of push against the edge of the screen a little bit, but when I release the move button, I get snapped back into place. Yeah, so I just need 2 blocks here. I think that'll be enough to touch the crystal. My jump seems high enough for that. Okay, so get there with wet chest somehow. Well, I mean, there is no such thing as a wet chest. So what does that mean? Get there with a chest and the means to wet it twice. Alright, so key to safety. Then what? So yeah, this situation, when I have a chest here and it's wet, I can pull out things from it, sure. That's cool. Can the jar I take the chest into include a block down there, and can that be enough? I think I'm getting closer to the right idea. But how does the key come along? So that's where... Oh boy. It's a little hard to tell. So here's a room with 2 blocks, but that doesn't actually mean anything. Do I want this wet or dry? Does it matter? It's hard to tell. Also, the key can go in the water at some point. Well, no, not really. I mean, kinda. It just has to unlock the door in the one place, and that'll be fine. This is the wrong kind of jar. I don't want that. So I'll come back in, take my block with me, which doesn't mean much, but that's what I'm doing. So if this is in the dry... Toss! Okay, so I tossed good, therefore I have a block here. So here's a jar of air and block. Huh. The water line is... there. Like, I'm seeing this shelf. Oh, there's another thing I could do with this shelf. I could bring a block up here and the chest to dry the chest if I'm entering this in a wet jar. Like, I was thinking I want to prop this, a key up on top of this, but since the block isn't permanent, I don't think that means anything. Because I'd have to do that in the dry to avoid contacting the red water. And then if I'm switching it back to wet, then the block goes away and the key falls down and contacts the red water. There's a ceiling, by the way. And I doubt I can get up there. I mean, I can't even. Jumping high enough isn't even possible. What am I taking where? Let's look at this situation in the dry again. And I'll bring a block with me just for fun. So here are my tools. If I would jar this room and take the chest into it. What do I want to bring in? Probably a block? Okay, so it has to be dry when I ultimately get the crystal, so at some point I need a dry version of this room in here. Or I need to be inside it. Then I need to go deeper into the wet to retrieve a block. Yeah, now this is the... This feels like the same problem I keep running into over and over. But I mean, that's just the way of puzzles in Recursed. Like, I need to go deeper and get more objects back than I have. And I don't know how, and I have to find a way. I don't feel like I've fully explored this yet, so I'm not done thinking about it. It's hard to think about. So at some point I'm going to have dry room, key down there. I use the key to open the door. I also need to have the chest with me, I think. So, okay. I have... no, that's not a good idea. Thought I had something, but that would just drop the key off the bottom. How do I get the key to the door? I know how. Maybe. Let's try some acrobatics. I don't have time for this. But... what if... okay, so better idea. No, wait, I want... well, yeah, sure. It needs to be dry first to save the key. Alright, so something not quite as silly as what I was trying. I was going to throw the key over there and then catch it as I enter the jar as it's on its way down, but I don't have time for that. If exiting a chest happened a lot faster... It's funny how this is what this level set has become about. But a better idea here is to set up a situation where it'll catch itself. And I think that can be arranged. Like this, right? Should fall straight down and hit that block. This is still a race. So I'm bringing the chest into the... let's see. Okay, well I exited with the key. So I want to... okay, this is dicey. I don't know the exact place I want to be. Okay, that was pretty much what I wanted. I don't know if it was quick enough, though. It was not. Or the key bounced differently. Hold on, how does the key bounce? Key bounces back too far. That's not viable. Okay, so scrap that idea. Seemed like it could have worked. So save the key. Get a block. Can I get to the point where I have one block past the door in the dry? Because that's an important step along the way, and ideally also the chest. chest. Yes, okay, so this block is here. Here is jar. Block is the wrong object. Well, not exactly, but kind of. Having bandwidth issues once again. Okay, so where's the key going? Uh-oh. No, this is fine. I'm just gonna ditch a... Well, there went that jar. And, oh, now I'm stuck here. Okay, that was a accidental landing. Oh no, I had one of these situations where I had a brief fleeting vision of what I want to do, but it's not staying in my head. So I just have to try and recreate the same situation and hope that if I see it again, I'll have the idea again. Right, discard a jar. Do I want this dry? No, I want this wet. No, wait, I want this... What do I want? When does the key go in? Okay, I bring a block in here in the dry and leave it here. So this makes the jar that I want to bring the chest into. But I want to do this again. I want to bring the key here in the dry. Let's just go ahead and do this now. So key is here. Dang it! Okay. So not that. So yeah, here's this situation, but I'm out of resources. Okay, so new problem. The key gets... the key opens the door. Just gets sucked right into the keyhole and then gets destroyed, because that's how things work. Is there a... I don't think there's a way I'm going to do that. Maybe if I... Okay. Acrobatics. So I can bring one block here. No, wrong way to do this. Okay, so key comes in. Yeah, I can only get one block in here. So if the block comes along... Is there any way... Item juggling. Is there any way this lets me do what I want? Huh! I don't think so. Okay. So if... Oh hey, what if the key's in a jar? Well, then it's in this room already. Does that mean anything? It doesn't. Ooh, this is hard to think about. I have too many things in my mind at once, and they're all blending together and not letting me form a coherent picture of a single thing I want to do. Let's work backward. End states. me on the other side of that door in the dry with 2 blocks on top of that floating thingy. So 2 blocks have to get there, the door has to open, the room has to be dry, I have to get myself there. The only way I currently know to get a block is to enter this room while it's wet. Okay, and I can do that any number of times and easily just repeat the block shuffle. Gonna try something. This doesn't mean anything. This is just the same as bringing a block, isn't it? Let's see if there's any meaningful difference here. So I bring this wet jar here, toss it over there. Jar is wet, so I couldn't have stored the key in it. Kinda? Key would be in this room, it would get... Yeah, this hasn't created a... Ah! Well. I can redo. Just jar you, go away. Oops, well. Right. This step is necessary so I can make the room wet so I can get blocks. I'm still trying to just create the situation where I have 1 block through the door in the dry. That's not a victory, but it's on its way to it. Why is that situation hard to create? Okay, so when I'm making the jar that I'm bringing the chest into, the key has to go somewhere. Because once I bring the chest into the jar, I lose access to the top level room. So all the operations I do past that point, before I go back to wet, the key needs to get to its destination. Okay, let me, now that there's a block there, I'm gonna put the key right back to where it was. Bring this block in. Jar that. I know this is wrong, but it gets me a little closer. I haven't done this exact set of steps before. I have no way to make anything wet right now. But I can get the key here. Okay, cool. So I can create that circumstance that I wanted. I'm here, 1 block, door open. Yeah, 1 more block is all I need. And for 1 more block, all I need is... If this were a wet jar instead of the chest, it would almost work, but I used the chest to relocate the key. Can I do that in a different step? Okay, so... I mean, this doesn't quite work, but what does it look like? I want 1 of these. And I want the other kind too. Oh, okay. This is almost something. I think this is another step closer. Like, this feels slightly better than what I had. So forget that chest. The question is, what do I do with the key? Okay, let's forget the key for a moment. This is the wet jar, I think. Well, no, hold on. Put the key somewhere. I'll just leave it here. This jar goes into this jar. I picked the wrong one. Did I, though? I think I didn't. No, I totally did. Because of the key being impermanent... Ah! Got this thing going on again. Clunk. Let's pretend that key is permanent. Yeah, I've solved the puzzle if that key is still permanent at that point, but it can't be. So, let me try and actually pull that off the way I wanted to. I'll keep track of here. I'll store my jars that are wet in the water. That way I'll keep track. Doesn't matter what I do with this block, does it? I don't know, I'll bring one out just in case... Yeah, actually I do want that. Sure, let's just make all the rooms have an extra block in them in case that's going to result in what I want. So extra block here, that's not going to do anything good for me, but, you know, whatever. Jar is wet. Huh. Jar is dry and has an extra block in it. Now the action was... Key just goes in here, somewhere. Is there a way I could stack 2 blocks up in a wet room with the key on top of them? There is. I think. Okay, so that might be what I want to do. I'm not doing it yet, though. So the wet jar comes into the dry one, not the other way around. And it's not the best. Because, yeah, key is still impermanent. I have the exact same problem as ever. Okay, so the situation I wanted... Just focusing on one single step here. Here's a block. Let's get a couple of them. Or no, I want a jar of this room in some state that looks about like this. Yeah, something like that. So right, this jar is wet. I can put the key in here. Having a block here wouldn't help me do this. This might be very precise. Or it might not be doable at all. But I could bring that jar in there. Yeah, so what? Well, now that's not what I want, of course. There's something much more sensible here that's very similar to what I was trying at the very start. Not a stack of 2, but instead just a single. And this is how I, yep, okay, this is something, I see something. I see something very good. Okay, so I'm only taking... oh, but this is wet. If this is wet... This is fine. Kinda. Hold on, so I'm jarring this. Why am I jarring this? No, this is not useful for anything. I want to come here and get a block and exit with it. But that doesn't work. Right? Is that jar wet? Yes. No, I need a block. Did I do this wrong? Maybe. Probably. What am I trying to do? It's hard to tell. Okay, so that's that setup. Cool. I'm going to take the key in here. Anchor it on top of this block here. Okay. And I guess jar this room. But that seems no good. That's because it's not any good. Yeah, that's no good. So, I mean, at the very least I can see that I can go in here, and the key is safe for a moment. Is there an object I could have brought with me to make this possible? Like in this state right here. One object I could have brought with me. I don't think so. Ooh. Mine's getting tied in knots here. What do I want right now? I don't really know. So that key's pretty much stuck there at this point. I'm not getting it back and getting myself back out. Once it's on that ledge, it's on that ledge. The only way I'm getting it back is by being in a flooded room and just allowing the key to get depermanented. Which, if I had the chest, I could go in and just do. Okay, so I can use a jar to... do lots of things. But all of them have an item capacity of only 1. Okay, so let's think about bandwidth for a bit. The jar I take from the top level... what that needs to provide, the circumstance where I'm down there... I need a block already here with me, which I've done plenty of times, that's no problem. Go away, jar. I need the means to both get another block and simultaneously move the key without losing its permanence to a place where it's accessible to me in here. And how would that be? Oh, okay. I think I have something. Ooh, this is tricky. How am I going to pull this off? Alright, so the vision that came to me will have to involve a lot of the stuff I just did. Okay, so give me another block. I think I have most of the puzzle pieces. And I think I might see an arrangement that lets me get at least a little further. Maybe all the way? Let's see, what do I need jar-wise? Let's not worry about that yet. Let me just try and do this one new step that I've had the idea for. I don't need another block. What do I need? I have all the blocks I need out there. What I need, I do need one of these though. No, in the wet. Wet chest with block here. Set up a ledge right about... Okay, we'll have to start there. Yes, this makes sense. Okay, so I jar this. This is very silly. It's not really going to work. Or is it? Oh, check this. I got something here. Oh, I can set up something so cool. Yes, got it. This is, If I'm seeing what I think I'm seeing, this is a victory. Ooh, it's tough to think about, though. Oh, I needed the key with me. That's fine, I can recreate that. I'm gonna need to make a jar. What jar am I making? It's dry, and it has... Right, yeah, okay, so that's when I commit to the to being down the ledge. So I probably don't... Okay, let's make that jar first. This jar is wet, by the way. I keep not following my own conventions. So I'll make the jar I'll be coming into. That's like this. Yeah, so remember the thing I was doing with throwing the key against the wall and it rebounded too much and fell down here? I'm gonna do essentially that, but better, without the rebound. So one more block. Key comes in the dry. This is gonna be so cool if it works. Key comes in the dry. Block comes in with me. I'll be jarring that. How does this jar come into the picture? It's the one I bring that other jar into, but then why am I jarring this? I'm not. No, I already have the jar for this. I just need to set up the situation in the dry that the key is on top of this over there. Okay, so key is safe. I'm gonna ditch the chest. I'll be... Oh, does this have a block in that spot? It doesn't. That's a problem, isn't it? I think it is, but let's see how close this gets me. Well, actually, all I do is bring... no, it's complicated. Okay, well, let's try this and see how far I get. So I'm here. Key is safe. This jar contains a dry room. So here's the operation. Drop this here, swap the key for it, and this works because I can carry that block back out. No, in. So the key is in a place where it can fall. Inside here, there's a block down at the bottom. Yes, this is a solve, right? Clunk, this is a solve. Ha! That was nice. Oh, that was satisfying. Okay, and progress was made, so I have another puzzle unlocked. I couldn't fully articulate that whole process, but anyway, yeah, so the whole idea of getting the key to drop from the top ledge to the bottom one was right, I just needed some extra setup. That was incredible. What a beautiful puzzle. Helping move my feeling overall on this back into the positive after, like, these failures. So if I never run into another puzzle going forward that I absolutely can't solve, then I'll be fine. I can continue. But at some point I'm gonna brick wall and be unable to continue because I haven't solved these three. And that's the point at which I'll, I guess, like, start a new LP of a replay of the base game. Specifically with the purpose of mining it for ideas for what to do in these. I guess. I think that's the best course of action here. But for now, while I can still make progress just here, I'm gonna keep doing it. Alright, covered next time. I'll see you then.